Hey guys, you ever start a podcast and have a lot of fun doing it and you do it for a really long time, but then life never stops lifing and then you're like, wait, I don't think I can properly keep up with this podcast anymore, and then you make a goodbye episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, yeah, you were going to say, honestly, say, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, for the last one, we didn't even say honestly same at the beginning.
Okay, we have to do that.
Should we redo it?
That's
Yeah.
what I was trying
I'm
to
sorry.
I know.
do.
Yeah.
Well, then why didn't you say honestly same?
Because I gave you a
Ooh,
beat.
I got an idea. You say honestly, you say same. So everybody. All right. All that first one
We
staying
can't
in.
split it because one of us has to say yes. You can
I'll
say,
say
yes.
yes.
I'll say honestly same.
Hey guys, you ever start a podcast and then you do it for like 3 seasons in a couple years of your life, and then everything starts happening all the time at once, and then you realize, wait, we don't think we can do this anymore, so we should just make a goodbye episode.
Actually, yes.
Honestly, same.
Welcome to our new show. Actually, yes. Honestly, same.
Ooh, honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly,
Honestly,
same.
same. Honestly,
Honestly,
same.
same. Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Actually, yes.
It's
Yeah,
also
we did
so
have to
hard.
cancel honestly, same, but
Yeah, honestly, same is no more. But welcome to our new show. Actually, yes. That's perfect. Yes. It's also really hard to not look at a camera.
Yeah.
I keep looking. I'm like, hey guys. I'm just looking at a wall over here. Hey, samesies. As you can tell, we cannot look at you for this episode because the flower wall has been torn apart and torn to shreds, and we're in different locations, and studios have changed about 6 times since we've been doing this show.
You'd actually be happy to know that the flower wall is alive and well.
The
It's
flower
just-
wall is alive. It's just not
with
here.
It's just not here.
Yeah.
with
So we
us.
are in a
It's here in spirit.
we're in a different secret setting, technically, for one of my other shows. But that's why we can't show you what this is, and you can only hear us. So hey, hope you're okay with our final episode being audio only. And if you're not, deal with it. How's that?
And we were probably audio only for like 90% of the people that listen anyway.
Oh,
That's also
I used
true.
to love
Who's-
watching the YouTube, just probably because I was scrutinizing over every little like movement I made with my face ever. So
There was one episode where my hair was down, and because the way that the headphones pushed my hair down more, I looked completely bald. Like,
Were you in that seat? Were you in the middle?
I feel like we've
I
talked
think I
about
was on the
this.
side because
Yeah,
because
you
that's
were
how you
seeing
could
it
tell
from
it.
the side.
Yeah, because you could see, like, you have all my hair down on my shoulders, my back, and it just looks like there's nothing on the top. Because, like, the top of my head, like, it's, like, relatively thin hair anyway. And then when it just got pushed down, it looked like I was completely bald, but had, like, the longest Hulk Hogan hair
I'm pretty sure
ever.
there was one episode where I was like, simply, we can't release that episode because I hate how I look.
I do actually remember you saying that. I think, yeah, you were like, if there's any clips that I'm not in, use those.
Yes.
But with this, I'm just going to pretend we didn't
See, that
release
could have
this
been an
episode.
audio-only episode.
Yeah, see? And for most people, they were.
And I guess we should probably explain up front, because we have said the word final and ending and death and RIP, honestly, same. We've said those things a couple times now.
Correct.
And, I mean, if someone's tapped on this episode, they likely already understand, given what the eventual title of this will probably be, unless we lie to them and say something.
Welcome to the new season.
Celebrating
Oh,
a
no,
brand new
that'd be
season.
so mean.
Samesies, this is it. This is the final episode of Honestly Same. And we felt like we should give a goodbye to kind of
Yeah.
wrap things up, to reminisce, to explain to you guys also why we're wrapping things up, which realistically, if you listen to the intro to this episode, really that kind of just explains it.
That was a little summary that you gave there.
Life is lifing a whole lot for all 3 of us.
That's it. Cut. Print.
That's it. There it is.
Check the tape. Moving on.
Yep, and we're done. Now you understand. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like we can lay that out up front, maybe,
Yeah,
before
for
we
sure.
dive into some fun memories and all that sort of stuff of making the show. I don't know really how else to say it, and I mean, one of you guys jump in, but I mean, just there's a lot of life happening for each of us.
Yeah.
And that causes everyone to be not just really busy, but also like just distractions pop up, and there's a lot of stuff going on that makes producing a podcast to the level of what we would want to produce it to and what we had been. It just makes that a little bit more difficult.
And we had so much fun with the first 3 seasons that trying to work in that much fun to how busy we are now wouldn't be the same thing. So we just want to honor what it is and what it was and wrap it up in a pretty bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we had been pushing to try to make a 4th season and there was just all this other stuff going on, I just feel like it wouldn't have felt genuine. It wouldn't have felt like we were enjoying it as much as...
And how much life can we talk about? Because we have talked about it all.
We're
going to start talking about like statistics or something.
Well, so last week, this is what happened to me, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I do think that, like when we had kind of talked about it, I do think that had we pushed and made another season, like Leah was saying, I do feel like we would have kind of, as fun as it is when we were recording, I do feel like we would have started forcing a lot of it. And not forcing the conversations as in like we didn't have fun or don't have fun sitting down and hanging out and talking about stuff. But I do feel like the entire just process of like
logistics. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? What points do we want to cover? Did we cover them well enough? Was that an entertaining episode? Now we need to edit it. Now we need to do social media. Now we need to do this. And
that's like all your job.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, this was all Ross's idea.
Well, that's not incorrect. This was
right. Well,
I did force you guys into this. I'm so sorry.
Well, and you know what? I feel like it was also you that came to us that when you were like, I think that I need to take a step back. Like you were the one that kind of initiated.
Now you guys are like, I mean, I don't want this to be the last one, but I mean, fine, if we have to, then whatever. I would have liked doing it forever, but sure, I guess we're busy. Yeah, no, it obviously it is just a lot to balance, because there's a lot that goes into making what I'll say. There's a lot that goes into making a good podcast.
Yeah.
Anybody can make a podcast. You can sit down, you can use your phone, you can use whatever. But to the level that we had been doing it, and I'm sure there's an argument somewhere that someone could be like, well, you don't have to. Just sit down and freaking record it, and who cares? We don't need a flower wall. We don't need a cool studio. But it's like that's
because we all want to do like artistic endeavors.
Exactly. So yeah, it's less about just let's turn some mics on.
We don't need to record it at all. We talk a whole bunch of shit without the mics.
Right. And so yeah, I mean there's just so much logistics that go into producing a show at the level that I and effectively all of us, eventually wanted to do it at. And that's just there's just a lot of stuff going on that makes that a little difficult to properly pull off. And I do think that at some point, I mean, even just our busy schedules, like there's been plenty of times in the past where it's like, it's taken us months to even get our schedules aligned to even sit down together. So it's like, like I don't necessarily like, that probably isn't going to change much with all of the things that are going on.
And it's different, like with your other podcasts where you're the main source and you have guests and you just have to work with one person's schedule that week.
Right.
Or whatever. All three of us being on the same page for full seasons, 3 seasons, that's like a pretty big deal. Yes. Yeah. And again, it's like keeping that bar high. I mean, right now, like for a little bit, stuff was split amongst 2 studios. Yeah. Like, because no one could probably tell because it looks the same, but like the last season was filmed at Nick and Leah's. Yeah. While I was also like getting a new different studio because we had previously moved from the past one, and then it's like resetting the wall up every time and trying to get the decor. Yeah, this show existed in 3 different studios. Really, if we count this one, we didn't have a camera here, but this is the 4th move. Yeah, technically. So like even the logistics of like, wanting the show to just like look cool and look fun, and any of the ideas that we had talked about, like getting rid of the table and going to like couches and sofa chairs. It's like, it feels like if there just wasn't a specific place that was like the honestly same studio where nothing else was happening, then it was like, okay, this like, it does become burdensome at that point of like, do we really need to get together and hang up the wall again? Like, we got to move all these flowers and we got to hang up these posters. And let me tell you, those flowers. Yeah. I don't know if it got easier to hang them up or if it actually got more difficult each time.
I feel like the first time you just like hung them and we just showed up and you were like, what do you think? And I was like, yeah. And then like the next couple of times, like I know I helped you set it up once at the space that
Grandview
was in
at
Grandview.
Yeah, yep.
And then when we brought them to our house, it was like we were like setting out strips of them and like
because
it was effort.
I think it was just like by the last move, it was just like they had already been hung so many times, and
they're
there
all
was
bunched
things.
together.
They said this better be the last fucking season.
Yeah, they were like, no. They were like, just let us live somewhere, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of another part of it too. Is and I don't want anyone to sit and like hear this and be like, wow, they're sure complaining a lot because they decided to make a show. Like, it's more so just kind of like sharing the like. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that. Again, to the level of what we really wanted this show to feel like and look like and sound like and all that sort of stuff, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
And if we can't keep up to that level, then it's like, well...
And it's specifically a lot for you. Like,
Yeah.
if it was something where Brittany and I were doing anything other than having
if
to
we were
come here
useful
and
at
sit
all
down...
other than opening our mouths.
I'm just gonna say now, if Brittany and I had to have like a bigger role in like the editing and like all of that different stuff, like we probably would have only made one season because we would have been like, I felt like we would have days where we could hardly find time to like choose little timestamps for social media and things like that. So like it was a lot for you, and I remember so many times just being like, poor Ross has to do so much for this,
and also text us and say, can I please have timestamps?
Yeah.
But to be fair, like that's also kind of the driving point of me being like, hey, I don't know if we can keep this up, because it's like I can acknowledge like, okay, like I do so many things that it's time for me to own up to like, okay, I'm stacking too many things on.
And this
I'm
was
carrying too many
like
things.
A passion project. Not to say your other ones aren't, but they bring in more. You can do more with them. Where this was like something fun, and we had fun, and that was the point.
And ultimately, yes, to again not be like we're just complaining about all the stuff that we did and we don't care. That really was the goal. Was like, oh, let's have some fun conversations and let's just have fun. And if I'm being honest, there's not a part of me that's like, oh no, there was so much left undone or unsaid with this show, and we left so much on the table. Like, even to your point, Brittany, it's like we touched on nearly every subject of life that we could have, and sure, you can always talk more, but like we covered a lot of stuff.
To keep things relatable, which is the point of our podcast.
Yeah.
We really did touch on as much as we could, and things that we care about. We're not going to... Nothing that we don't care about is relatable to us.
Right.
Or anything that we don't care about. So it was really about, like, collectively, people are watching... The first 3 episodes are getting to know us and then building off of that. So we could only take it so far.
Yeah. I don't know. Although I could spend another, like, 3 seasons talking about the Leah Worm story.
Yeah, for sure.
God.
Realistically.
Don't worry, I put that in my fave memes.
It's in mine too. Spoilers.
I knew it'd be in both of yours, and I was like, you know what? I don't
like, I'm not.
She's like, actually, I'm over that
I'm
story.
not adding to this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now that we've kind of like laid all that out, let everybody know, like, hey, this is it. This is the final episode. No new season, all that sort of stuff. You're just going to have to find us in real life to see what we're doing.
And good luck.
Good luck to you.
There's like 19 other shows I do, so it'd be easier for you to find me, I guess, if you really
find
care.
us through Ross. You're going to have to, like, track him down.
Yeah, just find me and be like, what are Leah and Brittany up to?
You know, it would look exactly like our first trailer if that were to happen.
That's actually very true. Yeah.
That's futuristic.
Yep, that's true. Well, speaking of the Leah Worm and the trailer and all these sort of things, we just mentioned it. We do want to take a little trip down memory lane as we kind of wrap up everything in this. So we got to talk about some of our favorite memories. Where do we do I start since I'm in the middle? Is that how we usually do this?
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, it's the first one on the list. We've already talked about it.
It was a rite of passage. It was like the first or second episode.
It is forever one of my favorite things. The Leah Worm story, and the song is incredible, and it will never... There's not even a part of me that's like, I'm not going to put that on the list. It's absolutely going on my list.
I love that. I love that my suffering has at least brought joy.
Her trauma
later
really
in
has
life.
brought us together.
But it turned into just such a catchy song.
It was all worth it then, you know?
Catchy songs, period.
Next question.
And for anybody who maybe for some reason doesn't know what we're talking about, it's a story from forever ago. Leah, you were on a cruise?
So I was on a dinner dance cruise thing. It was just for one night.
As one does.
As one does. Because I was on a school trip for show choir. And that was like the one thing that was not educational in any way. So we were all like, we have to get super dressed up, you know what I mean? And I spent all day getting ready, and I put on this tight dress, and I ended up doing the worm in that tight dress and couldn't move my legs properly, and then popped my knee out of the socket while we were out in the Boston Harbor. And my knee stayed on the side of my leg until we got back to land, and they took me.
Like that episode.
My knees stayed on the side of my leg until we got back to land.
Like hearing about it is uncomfortable, but like I can't even explain to you like the surreal feeling of seeing your kneecap in the wrong place.
Ambrose just got stitches, and like the amount of people that had to ask him, like doctors and nurses, so what happened? Every person that walked into the room, which was like, 5 people over, I'm just imagining every person walking into your hospital room. So what happened?
Oh no, they were laughing at me.
Yeah, like, immediately. But they knew that story. Yeah,
they knew the story because I came in and they were like, wow.
The nurses filled me in. Are you okay?
What prompted the song?
The song?
That was you.
Did I just start singing?
Probably.
That makes sense.
I feel like if we really went back and listened, that song was referenced like every 5 episodes, I would say. But there were so many songs, and they all came from that one. Like that one birthed so many other songs.
What were some of the other songs? This is the
they were
hit.
Too. Yeah, they were.
Sticks out to me.
They were too short to like for them to come to my memory right now.
That's true.
But we would use the same beat.
We just changed the words a little.
I would sing it right now, but
we'll just clip it.
We'll save it for the end.
Yeah. Insert song here.
We'll save it for that'll be our goodbye song.
But we'll do it. We'll use it. Oh my God, we'll record it and we'll use it as a montage. We'll slow it down. We'll make it sad, and it'll just be clips of us.
But it should be to the Jurassic Park melody. There was Leah. She was doing the work.
That was pretty good.
I was thinking about it when you were saying we could use that song to say goodbye, and I was like, oh, we definitely sang The Bear in the Big Blue House goodbye.
Yeah, we did.
Yes. Oh my
Probably
God.
on like season 2, do you think? Or end of season 3?
Oh, or wait, I'm thinking of the Out of the Box.
Out of the Box, yeah, for sure.
I remember trying to sing the Bear in the Big, and I don't think you guys knew it.
No, you sang the theme song, I think, and I was like, I have no idea what you're referencing.
Or, yeah, we said, let's sing Out of the Box, and you started singing Bear in the Big Blue House.
Nick Jr.
If I were picking between those two, I'm picking Bear in the Big Blue House.
I can't remember that one, so I have to pick Out of the Box.
Yeah.
Goodbye, good friends, goodbye.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Now it's time to go.
It's just sobbing.
Yeah, again, another montage of us just giggling.
Yeah.
That would be great. It would be funny if I took all the wildest moments from the trailer and edited them to the Bear in the Big Blue House song.
Slowed it down a little bit.
Oh my God.
Yeah. There was Leah. She was doing the worm.
That's your number one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my top 3.
That's your top 3.
All 3 spots.
I'll fill out the other 2 when we get there.
My number 1 was the trailer, making the trailer, specifically when Nick was in a Speedo while it was like freezing cold.
Oh, he was so cold.
He was like, "Can I have a blanket?" He was such a diva.
And
he was like
so good.
The background character, and was just like the whole day was just like.
And him holding his arms up, like it would be easier for his arms to have been tied up, but he just had to hold them to the ceiling out of frame. Yeah.
That's so good. I also look.
Oh yeah. And what was I? When I was I was wrapping the bandana around his face, and I said, "It's just like at home."
We really needed cameras rolling that whole day.
Luckily we got captured a lot of stuff. Even the behind the scenes, the making of video of that trailer.
We have like a 5-minute video.
Yes, that is.
I need to rewatch
also
that.
probably one of my favorite things because the making the trailer is also on my list. 100% on my list. That is one of the most, even from a take like the we made it for a podcast part out of it, even from a filmmaking standpoint, that is one of my favorite things I've ever gotten to do.
Oh my god.
Because it was so just stupid and ridiculous and so fun. And like Brittany, you throwing the like stacks of cash and them falling as bricks to the ground and almost hitting you in the face.
Oh man. So I also have the trailer on there, but my specific thing is you killing Drew like 7 times. For some reason we just couldn't kill Drew, right?
Yes.
And then actually posting the trailer and you made your Selena Gomez like joke,
my god,
and then getting harassed by like a Selena Gomez stalker.
Yep. Yeah, I on YouTube, I think it helped to get views on YouTube actually because I titled it "Selena Gomez Won't Call Me Back." Is what it's titled.
You're a genius from like a marketing standpoint.
Because I knew just uploading it and being like, honestly, same season 2 trailer. I'm like, that doesn't matter. No one's gonna click. At least because we effectively made a short film. It's not a trailer. Like
no, it's like
a 5, 7, something like that. Like it's a short film.
We just kept adding. We were like, and then we could do this. Wouldn't it be funny if you did that?
Which I also love that us developing that idea is caught in an episode in the first season.
Oh yeah.
Because we're talking about like, I don't remember what episode it is, but we're sitting there and we're like, wouldn't it be funny if after season 2 you guys don't talk to me anymore and then you're doing this and you're doing that and then all of a sudden we've got to like do the thing and it's a big like heist, we got to do one more job. Like I don't remember what episode that is, but in one of the episodes of season 1 we literally developed the idea for the trailer short film that we then later shoot. But yeah, I mean like I was like, this is far too good for no one to watch it ever. So I was like, let me just, I'll title it something stupid. And it has like a few hundred views or something on YouTube, which for like this random thing, I'm like, that's pretty good.
Whereas everyone that we personally know watched it on like our socials. So the YouTube views are solely people being like, what is this?
And then to your point, some random off the internet sent me that message where he's like, I don't even remember what he said. I should have saved it and to be able to pull it up for this.
It's in an episode, so this is just one of those things. Oh that we'll have to,
I do. Yeah, we did share it in an episode. But some guy reaches out and it's like, Selena Gomez would never date you. You're weak and strong and not even that good of a director.
You don't even have muscles. What are you talking about?
He's like, your shoulders are bad or something. And what are these attacks? So someone out there who I guess believes that they are dating Selena Gomez. Thinks that she would choose him over me.
Check on your friends.
Yeah, everybody. The moral of this story.
Yeah. Check on them and be like, hey, you don't think that like Selena Gomez is like dating you, right? Like for real.
And like, what do you feel about Ross's shoulders?
Take a look at this guy's shoulders real quick. Look at those. Good or bad? What do you think?
Do they make you feel any certain reaction?
Does this make you angry or are you indifferent about these? Oh my God. Yeah, that's a good way to check
Honestly, if we didn't make any more episodes of Honestly Same after this, of course, like, whatever, but, like, I'd love to make 1 million more trailers.
That would be fun.
Because we were going to do a Halloween thing, so I do think we should. Not this year, because I will be busy.
You will be tied up. Well, okay, that connects to the first trailer in a very specific way. You will be busy with other things.
Yes, and I would like to be just myself. Mm-hmm. When we do something fun like that, but I would love to do like a Halloween skit one day.
Yes, that would be very, very fun. Because we were gonna do like little parody.
Yeah,
like we were each gonna pick a movie and then like each kind of parody a new trailer. Yes, I also remember weren't we gonna do a Lost one? Where like what was the airplane
Brittany and I were
left me.
on a way to vacation
without you,
and then you just happened to be like doing something else and like your plane crashed on an island and we showed up and you were like coming through the woods like all like
trying to survive.
We were in like our Barbie bathing suits.
And we're like oh, hey, you made it.
You're like,
We're
oh,
like
good.
sitting on the beach, like
Great.
tanning, and you
I survived a car crash or a plane crash.
You look like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Yes,
Like
yes.
it's been days, and we're just like,
Yeah, there
on
you
the
go,
beach.
folks. That was going to be the trailer for season 3.
And then
right?
somehow I think Brittany was going to be an astronaut once.
Yeah,
we talked about I was going to be like Indiana Jones.
You were cutting down vines and shit.
Yeah, there was.
As you can see,
We have storyboards everywhere in this place.
There was a lot of ideas for another trailer short film.
Yeah.
Which that's how we were going to announce season 3, and then we're like, hey, wait, if this takes 6 months to produce this short film, what if we just made season 3 instead of filming a movie around it? Because those ideas were not slowing down.
No, they weren't. We literally needed to like get to an island on a private jet is what we needed to do.
Yes. But now I do think it would be fun. Like imagine if like 6, 7, whatever months from now, we like pop up just randomly with another little short film that explains why the show's over.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so we had to keep this big secret and here is why.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you guys could kill me at the end of that.
We can do
What
that.
if Drew came back and killed you?
What if we hired Art the Clown
I would love to. He scares me so much.
and he saws me in half like he does in the first movie?
And we just clap. Like,
You guys each grab one of my
and you
legs.
guys could also be there.
That will be our one and only live show.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
We'll pretend we're getting sawed in half. We can do like a lot of those like horror theater things do where everyone's getting sprayed with blood.
Love it.
It'll be great. This is good. It's good that we stopped doing the podcast so we could produce an entire web series and movie franchise.
Correct.
Instead. This is good.
This was my plan all along.
Listen,
do
we
you
were
like
just
it?
here to have fun.
Like, we don't need to do a podcast, but
Sketch show.
I really
Sketch
hate
show.
brushing my hair for the podcast, having a camera there, but getting ready for a full short film can do.
So I do think it would be fun if we made another little short film at some point.
Yeah.
That just for fun explains some fake lore as to why this show ended up ending and closing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because yes, the first one was very, very fun to make. So that one made all 3 of our lists, right?
Yeah.
Filming the trailer.
I mean, that was like probably obviously in my top 3 favorite moments doing the podcast. And we had so many like giggles, but that full day
Oh my gosh.
was just so funny.
Yeah, if you haven't watched that trailer, absolutely go watch it. It is so freaking fun. And then yes, if you haven't watched the behind the scenes film,
Oh my gosh. I actually think I like the behind the scenes more because you get to see like just the sheer like fun that we were having in the process of doing that.
Because if you think that the trailer is just absurd in general, just wait till you see the behind the scenes where we're like coming up with the ideas on the spot and just doing them.
Yeah, that 100% absolutely top moment. Obviously, my top 3 are Leah doing the worm,
But right under those 3.
but number 4. So I mean that whole conversation just took up my next spot. So to jump to my actual third, one of the instant ones that came to my mind was the toboggan sweet potato fiasco from season 1.
I remember toboggan. I don't remember sweet
the
potato.
sweet potato when you didn't know that sweet potatoes were brown.
Oh my God, I fought with you.
And you were like, actually, they're brown.
They're kind of brown, I think, and just like... Because, like, watching that clip back, like, when you first say it, Leah and I are unsure of, like, one, I think we're like, are we wrong? But also, like, what is she fucking saying? And so, like, you say it, and you see on video, both her and I go, like, we, like, quickly glance at each other. And then we're like, wait, what color aren't they? Like, purple and orange? And then just, you're like...
And, kind of brown.
Yeah, aren't they, like, sweet potatoes are kind of tannish? They're kind of brown,
I think I was going them pink. So I was like way wrong.
That is one of... And I don't know if they're even the same moment. I'm pretty sure they are because we also sang Sweet Potato Psycho.
Oh, yeah.
I would hope we didn't have multiple episodes about sweet potatoes.
But the toboggan thing, because I feel like that just cascaded into you talking about how a toboggan is a sled.
Yeah.
And then you laughing super hard because it's also a beanie. And then just the disconnect happening. But I think that was edited together as like the opening of one of the episodes, because it was like before we were rolling or before we were like in the episode. So we were just like saying nonsense shit. So it just goes from like sweet potatoes are pink and orange and red and green.
I
and
remember my voice drop when I saw sweet potato in my mind.
Sweet potatoes are kind of brown. So yeah, that, and then yes, the toboggan, because I think that's when you wheeze, Brittany. I think when Leah's like, a toboggan is a sled, and you go, and just like none of us can breathe for at least 30 seconds.
Oh my God.
And then Leah doesn't know why you're laughing so hard, and then I'm laughing because I know both sides are thinking.
What, you've never seen a sled before?
Never seen a sled? Like, toboggan, you wear a toboggan.
I'm like, why would I care?
The fact that it made any sort of funny debate for even like 30 seconds of like, yeah, you know, you put a toboggan on. A toboggan is a sled.
And I don't even use toboggan, I use beanie. So it was just like.
Yes.
I don't think
good.
I've ever heard a beanie called a toboggan.
That's a Canadian thing,
Yeah.
I think. Or wait, no. It's the other way. I think toboggan.
Mexico.
It's the other way. It's south. Yes. That's what, the other way. In Mexico, they call beanies toboggans. Because when I was a young scene kid, I would refer to them as toboggans.
Well, you were just wrong.
For some reason, when we didn't know each other at that age, I also absorbed you calling it that.
Yeah, you said one day you were like putting a beanie on. You were like,
no, I think it's both of you are just wrong.
And we never Googled it after this entire thing.
Not a sled. It's not a beanie. Whatever. Yeah. So as you can tell, that debate still holds up, and it's still hilarious.
Man.
Yeah, I just remember putting together that chaotic opening of whatever episode that was. I wish I could tell people which it was to go back and find it, but like, start any of the episodes from season 1. One of them begins with just chopped up chaos of us giggling about things, and that also might be the same conversation where we joke about the season 2 trailer, actually. Those two things actually might be blended together, so that was a perfect segue on my part.
Every episode was that funny at some point in the episode.
That's
Some
true.
things just stuck with us better.
Yes.
I don't remember any of it, but I was there.
But I need to
But I know a toboggan's a sled, so.
But what I do know,
matters.
I need to get on Zach's Instagram and just watch all of the clips, because pretty much for every episode there's a clip of.
It's like highlights of.
Highlight.
Yeah.
And just to get the highlights, because we didn't have a fucking episode about sweet potatoes or toboggans.
No, but it was a big enough conversation that it stuck with me through 3 entire seasons and 2.5 or 3 years. And it's made, my top 3 favorite moments from the show, just because of how hard we laughed. And I will never forget the sweet potato debate, the song that came from that, and then Brittany's wheeze when whatever was said was said. That was one of my favorite things. So that's my third.
So I guess technically I'm on number 2 because you guys had trailer as
we all had
trailer.
Yeah.
So should I say 2 of them so that we're caught up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So for number 2, this might be a cop-out, but I put the Who's Life episode that we did together.
I had that as a bonus in one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. That was so much fun that we got to be in a different sort of element together.
Yes.
And I don't know. It was one of those just moments where it was different in a fun way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we got to come in and not that we didn't laugh every episode, but come in and it was just stupid.
Yeah, none of it mattered.
Yeah, except for the points.
Yeah.
For context of anybody who might not have went and checked it out, so one of my other podcasts called Whose Life Is It Anyway? It's an improv comedy podcast where basically you sit down and you fabricate an entire podcast given some theme or guideline. And that 100%. That was on when we get to like the favorite episode portion of this.
Is that when we were sitting here quietly typing out and you were like, I have a really good one? Was that what you were talking about?
It was
you
probably Leah Worm song, I bet.
Oh, okay. At one point you were just like, oh, I have a really good idea.
That could have been any of them. Either Leah Worm or Toboggan Sweet Potato was
top tier.
But yes, we did a fun crossover episode of Honestly Same and Whose Life, where you guys just got to like goof around and do improv comedy, and I'm so happy with the story that we chose being Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
It was just so perfectly fitting.
I was so scared to do that episode.
You were. You literally were like,
terrified.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
This is awful and terrible, but I'm going to do it. Here we go. Did it end up?
Yeah, it was fun.
Was it? Yeah,
it was
wasn't
one of
that
those
terrible,
things, no, that I like, I'm glad I did it because I could have, if I put my mind to it, put it off forever.
Yes. And then we wouldn't have all the gold that is you joining Mystery Inc. and then getting kicked out.
I remember.
Because people were fucking around.
I remember this.
And finding out.
Yeah, and finding out, absolutely.
Finding out.
Yeah, so, if you haven't checked that out, go back in the archives of, well, Whose Life, not Honestly Same. It's not in both of them.
Yeah,
but
a little bonus episode when you find out that this is the last episode.
Yeah, and this is the last episode of Honestly Same, but you can get a little extra golden nugget of fun, but it's all fabricated in improv. So yes, I'm 100% with you. That was on my favorite episodes list.
Number 3, I have specifically I put photo shoot with the giant red jumpsuits.
Oh my god.
But in general, doing photo shoots was just so much fun.
Yes.
Like getting to just like all hang out and Josh being there and like being fun with us.
Yeah,
and
Josh is definitely like a big part of why like the trailer and the photo shoots are fun.
Yes.
You guys have great chemistry. He's great to work with.
Yes.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, the photo shoots were always like one of the most fun things to look forward to at the beginning of each new season, because it was just like, all right, cool, we're gonna refresh our looks a little bit, get more like fun photos to take or to share and all this sort of stuff. And then yes, obviously the red jumpsuit fiasco.
Because Ross got us all. What size did you get us?
Those were like small children sized.
No,
that's just not
I think they were
true.
small, medium, adult size.
I can't remember.
All I know is it was Halloween time and we wanted to get pink jumpsuits, but the Barbie movie had just come out, and so everybody was buying pink like coverall suits basically. And so we decided on red, and Ross just like went and grabbed them from a Halloween store.
It was like the only ones they had.
Literally. And we were like, red's fine. We have red, stuff.
I think
Well,
they were
pink-
small adult.
Pink
I think that's
background.
yeah. Pink background, cool. The red, that'll
Yeah.
work.
And we were just swimming.
Literally,
in
just
them.
that was hilarious. It was like
was
if we
just
were
so-
4 and putting on our mother's clothes.
And I'm glad we
100%.
continued to, we were just like, well, we're going to use them.
Yep, still made a photo shoot out of
They're
them.
literally on our bodies, so everybody posed.
I think it kind of worked out better in that way, rather than us like looking super cool in these like matching jumpsuits. It's just us
What was our plan there?
looking ridiculous and just, all right, here, none of our
I
sleeves
think
fit.
like the
and-
best part of a lot of this is that we trusted like each other enough to not solidify a plan in such a like specific way. Like we would be like, bring 3 outfits. I'm wearing like black and yellow and red. I'm bringing black, yellow, and red. You guys are bringing this.
Yeah.
And then just figuring out how to like puzzle piece it together.
There was such a fine line in general over the last 3 seasons of that, though, where we would be like, do we just like go at an episode without having bullet points, or do we like plan the ever living crap out of it?
and we
to a
would
point
find
where
out.
it's like-
Sometimes we'd have to re-record.
Yeah. Like the first episode we ever did. Remember, we were like,
yeah.
Never see the light
we
of
did
day.
not have any
Yep.
structure to this whatsoever. And so then we literally were like, we should do that again.
Yeah.
there was one person who heard that episode.
And it was Kelly because she was
In the studio. Yes. So only one person ever heard
I
the
forgot
original.
that Kelly was there for the first.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
One person got to witness the pilot episode of
Our
Honestly Same.
only live show ever.
Yep.
And no one
Private
wasn't-
viewing.
Yeah.
Our top Patreon.
She was a big fan before the show even launched. She was there. Yeah, I heavily agree. The photo shoots, half just because of my like marketing and branding brain, always loved just giving ourselves promotional materials, and like we never were like short on photos.
Yeah.
Anytime there needed to be something teased or fun talked about or whatever, it was like, all right, cool. We've got a billion different photos and a billion different looks. And yeah, just they were like literally always fun. And Josh would always like a couple days after, he would be like, I'm so happy that I get to like take these photos for Honestly Same. Because like that's literally some of the most fun, stress-free stuff. Because we would all just hang out and joke around, and he acts like a dumb photographer who doesn't know what he's doing, and then the character works, and then we get all this gold, and then we have photos by the end of the night, and it's done.
Yeah, that's so true. By the end of the night, I like am about to go to bed, and you're like, and here are 45 photos.
Yeah, I would go home and instantly edit them for sure.
You were also really quick with the trailer.
Yeah,
like it was like a couple of days turnaround maybe, and I remember being like, oh my gosh.
I think we had behind the scenes first.
Oh I think you're right.
Yeah.
But still, either way, no. When you're working on something fun, not that I know anything about like editing, it's got to be like you're enjoying yourself. So just
for
keep
sure.
Going.
It's not as mindless.
Yeah, no, you're 100% like, I want to put this stuff together. I want to see the end results.
Yes.
So yes, photo shoots, 100%. Those were so much fun.
All right, I really only have one more that we haven't covered, and it was doing all of the specific episodes that we like decorated for at Leah's house. So Christmas and Halloween, and just making those things feel, because like Halloween we recorded at the beginning of October, Christmas was before Christmas, but these were launching on those days, and having hot cocoa or candles for Halloween, and like the lights up and the bulbs up on the thing. I just loved that. That was one of the parts of like having an actual like
visual.
Yeah, we got to utilize it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you were one of the people who only listened and you didn't see visually what we did for the set for those 2 episodes in particular, 100% go and watch them on YouTube. They're
especially because my whole point of wanting to do that was to make it feel like when you're watching, like, because they were specific Christmas and Halloween episodes, it wasn't that they were just launching at that time, watching your favorite like cartoon when it's like the Halloween episode or whatever.
Yes.
And I feel like we did really great at like emulating that with our topics and our decorations and what we wore, and your bow tie for Christmas.
Yes.
Well, I'm really glad I'm done with that.
Since this one isn't being filmed, a fly has just taken over Brittany's drink.
We all looked over and just went,
just really wanted some Baja.
Wow. Get out of here. Yeah, I fully agree. Those, like, doing the set decor and all that sort of stuff for those specific episodes, like, that was very, very fun.
Yeah.
And
like,
even though I hated, like, having to rehang the flowers, I loved, like, putting up the posters and, like, I went
lighting
to, like,
the candle most episodes.
Yeah. Going to Five Below and just, like, picking out random just,
stuff.
like, stuff to have in the background. And
that was another fun thing. I liked how like the set always like technically looked the same, but it did evolve through each season.
Yeah.
Like that was fun. Because like season 1, it was just flower rectangle behind the table and then just open space with like a couple lamps.
Yeah.
And like the shelf and all that sort of stuff. And then that evolved into flower wall with the posters and the lamps.
Yeah.
And then that evolved into flower wall, posters, lamps, stuff hanging on the wall, shelves, the skull thing. Yeah. Getting to evolve the set was like, while again, ultimately more work, and we were like adding all this stuff into the show, it still is just like, but that's like,
that's the point.
If you're gonna do new seasons,
into it.
Yeah. If you're gonna do new seasons, it needs to have like something that's a little bit fun in an evolved way from the previous season. Like,
that
why
was
not?
the fun stuff. We got to go to Five Below.
Take photos in front of that wall now because I'm like, I don't want to tear it down. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a pretty good. I did have an idea of. I thought it could be fun if you guys wanted to, of like we each take like a bundle of the flowers. And have you ever seen those like really simple like plant wall rectangle things where it's just like really like a frame basically of a rectangle, and then you put like fencing or something in it, and then you like drape flowers through it?
Have a mini background for all of us.
I thought that would be cool for us to separate up the wall, and then each of us have
take
one
custody,
of the we separate the child into
shared
3 pieces
custody.
And we have shared custody. But so we have like a little memorable.
That'd be so cute. I was already thinking like I either need to make like a lookbook type, like physical book of all of our photos and stuff,
but
could also utilize that in some way.
And I feel like that would be a thing that wouldn't be out of the realm of something that any of us would like hang on one of our walls.
Right.
Like a little rectangle of
Yeah.
the flowers
Yeah.
from the remnants of Honestly Same. Like that would be a fun thing. So yeah, maybe we'll repurpose the what's left over of the wallflowers.
Yeah, maybe.
Or keep it up as is and start charging people to come and get photos in front of it.
Photo ops in front of the Honestly Same wall.
I
Yeah.
don't want people at my house.
That's understandable.
Don't come to my
So
house.
That's very fair.
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
your dog's name? That's vicious. Because he will bite you.
Dennis.
Dennis.
Oh
His
my
name
gosh.
fits so well, and I have so much trauma that I just forget his name every time.
Was
I
that
think about him.
that would have been talked about in the last season?
I don't know if we
I
did.
don't know.
No,
It-
because you
it
were getting
always
attacked
happens-
while we were recording.
Both
the
times
last
that it
season.
happened was once during the photo shoot, so we weren't recording, and then once directly after when he started chasing me outside.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh
so
my god.
good.
And
Oh,
it's so
Dennis.
funny because I remember like you came inside and you were like, well, he's like ordering me. I'm like, because you're being weird.
Oh, he got me so good that first time I couldn't fuck around. But then it
my
was just so funny
gosh.
because you went inside. I said, I'll hold my pee till I get home. That's how scared I am. Me and Ross are walking to the car, and I just see him darting. So that's why you shouldn't go to Leah's. She's got a vicious guard dog.
He's gigantic.
Yeah.
He's huge.
He will get you.
She's the biggest dog.
He's an ankle biter.
I only have favorite episode talks, which we
Yep.
sort of just started to talk about.
Did anybody else have any?
No, I'm good. I'm good to talk about favorite episodes.
Okay. The only other thing that I feel like is worth mentioning here is just the times that we talked so long that we never actually recorded an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I would say there's like 3 to 4 of those times.
Yeah, where we like
Yeah.
planned to get together and then we did get together and we got ready and like had everything set up and then we just ended up like
Hanging out.
hanging out and talking about like not on topic things and
Yes.
just
And then we would
where
s-
we're like, you guys want to just like not today?
Yeah. It'd be like 3 hours later.
Yeah.
And Ross would be
well-
like, so pull out your calendars.
Yeah. Like, all right. What day can we do this again? I mean, we did that with this episode.
Yeah.
We
I was
tr-
kind of happy to prolong this one.
Yeah. I think that's well. At the time when we first tried to record this, which was like a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, I would say probably 2 months ago.
We also none of us had hung out
in so long.
Yeah, we really
quite a while
had
since
to-
we wrapped up the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there really was like, oh wait, there's so much going on that we need to talk about, and so yeah, it naturally led to another one of those. But I personally always loved those. Like,
Yeah.
like I wanted to obviously get episodes done so we could stay ahead and do all this sort of stuff, but it was also just fun to just be people
Yeah.
and hang
Yeah.
out.
And I feel like the documented conversations that we have a lot of times go a lot deeper just because there's obviously stuff we can't say on camera and
yeah, we can talk about all the details.
Yeah, and there are
off
things that we're
recording.
just like not trying to be relatable about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And nitty gritty stuff. And that's why after 3 seasons of doing like all of the fun stuff, we do have to make room for like our just actual friendship because we had to for a long time decide, are we going to logistically spend our time doing
Yes.
this or talking about other things that we want to talk about?
Yeah.
Right.
And this whole podcast was just based on being able to come to each other about like life stuff and like have those talks. And so if it
Yeah.
was like, well, too bad. Today we're talking about
Correct.
buttholes.
Yeah. I'm sorry that Jessica is passing away, but we have XXX game today.
Yeah, we've
so-
got to talk about it. We got to do this card game. We got to get out of here. Yeah, and sorry to those samesies who are just now hearing that. Yeah, our buttholes episode didn't end up releasing.
I thought you were going
Unfortunately,
to say sorry about Jessica.
no. I love also the listeners have no context of who Jessica is. So like, Jess, who passed away? Oh my god. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We didn't actually do a buttholes episode, but
No.
we could have, and we should have.
It's just a fun word that came to my mind.
Yes.
That is a Patreon episode, actually.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, sorry to all of our Patreon
I'm sorry to
supporters.
everyone that didn't get an OnlyFans from Leah.
Yeah, in that.
Yeah, that whole one person that kept asking.
They were really consistent, though, so you gotta give it to them.
It was
Yeah.
probably just Nick.
He's like, hey, you want to bring home some bacon maybe? Like,
What do you think about this though? Like,
about
I
this
don't
idea?
know. So I mean, we did kind of already dip into like favorite episode.
Yeah, it kind of came with the territory.
Talk a little bit. Because, yeah, I mean, on my list, it was at least 2 of the top ones were the Halloween and the Christmas episode, and then the Who's Life crossover episode. I also, like, really loved the Triple X episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fun.
Like
I loved all of our card game episodes.
All of the card game episodes were very, very fun. Mm-hmm. I think just the
change of pace.
Yeah, just the kind of wackiness and the like, okay, like, yeah, we are pushing ourselves to...
There's not a single question you're going to be asked that you, like, want to answer right now.
Yeah, which is wild, though, because we filtered...
We went through that
there's a lot
so many times.
There's a lot of cards, folks, in the Triple X. We're Not Really Strangers. Is that what it's... We're Not Really Strangers, yeah. Their Triple X deck that are, like, insane. And we took a lot of them out so we didn't draw them. There's, like, cards that are, like, raise your hand if you had cum on your face the most recently, or, like... what's the best dick you've ever had, or like something, or like compare like the last girl you slept with the next one, or something. There were like insane ones.
There was a lot of stuff where it was very like, I feel like we've said it before on episodes, but like Ross is a Ken doll in my brain, and I'm like, no, you don't do these things. So like having a whole episode where we like sort of more like in depth like took a dive into that stuff was just so like, it was so different of a vibe for us.
Sure was like out of our realm. We're like, do you want to talk about movies?
Yeah. Like, what's your favorite scary movie? And also, how was this hard thing when you were a kid? This time it's like, yeah, we fuck. So yeah, there was a lot of crazy cards in that deck that didn't end up making the episode.
Yeah.
So even the somewhat crazy cards we did pull were nowhere near the craziest.
Oh my god. No.
But yeah, that one was like a very like left field, out of the comfort zone, just like, you know what?
Season 2 if you're looking for it.
Yes. The Triple X, the honestly same After Dark episode. It's very fun. And it did, for a while, I think it was our most viewed on YouTube.
Fucking perverts.
Yeah. I think it was like our most viewed and downloaded.
It was that one person trying to see if I was mentioning if I was going to make.
They're like, I feel like I'm missing something that Leah's saying.
I'm going to rewatch this. Yeah. So yeah, for a while, that Triple X episode was our most downloaded.
We should have had you get the statistics of like which episodes were like.
I should have looked them up.
Favorites.
Yeah.
I said, okay, let's talk about all of our favorites. Blah blah blah.
But what were the people's favorites?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the Triple X one was up there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what other ones I remember being prominent. Because I started titling things differently on YouTube, those started getting a lot more views last season. Because like the one episode where we like talked about Joe Rogan not being that cool got a lot of views because I put him in the title.
Yeah, that's scary. You're trying to get us killed.
Yeah, well, there was 1 or 2 comments I think that people were like, "Oh, you fucking don't think you know Joe Rogan? You're a fucking loser." What's that?
There's a new podcast that just came out called Honestly Same. I was looking for us, and it says episode 1 month ago.
Wow, they said they've not posted for a few months. Posting. They're done.
We have a feeling that they're going to be wrapping up soon. Did we just unknowingly pass the torch?
They could have.
I think so.
They could have been in touch. You need to check the DMs.
Have you not seen the trailer and the photos and the 3 seasons? Well, I will say, you know, not
gone with actually yes. Okay. Sorry.
They really could have done actually yes. Yeah. I mean, not to shit on someone's idea, but like, hey, they don't have a flower wall, so
nice try.
Clearly not as cool as us. Wow. So yeah, folks, I guess there's
Speaking of that, I saw like something on like YouTube Reels. Someone was reading. I probably got the same Reddit thread from like a different video, but someone was reading that.
I saw this
Reddit
too.
That I read.
Yes, of the one where she had been secretly
drinking
eating the
cums.
Jizz. Yeah.
Drinking the cums, eating the jizz.
Drinking the cums, eating the jizz.
And I was like, ma'am, you could have just reposted my clip.
Yeah, you stole our story?
That had nothing to do with me. Like the biggest Reddit story there is.
Yeah, one of the most popular ones. You stole it from us? Yeah, I did see that exact same clip though. So it was funny because I don't know what made me start watching the clip, but I was like, oh, this interesting.
She goes straight into the story, and it's like I'm reading it.
Yeah. It's like as she's saying it word for word, I was like, I've heard this story before, and I was like, this is from Honestly Same.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, anything that we've done or talked about, we have ownership over.
I just looked up. I just went to our YouTube page, which
Yes.
So
I'm
you're
just
getting like a fave.
statistic wise.
Yes.
But yeah, the XXX episode has nearly 400 views, whereas the rest of them are like
that is too many
nowhere
views
even close.
for. I don't even remember what I answered, but that's nobody's business.
He said, I might have agreed to doing this on a podcast and recording it. But that is not.
I didn't tell you
business.
you could listen.
Yeah.
Or specifically watch.
Yeah, I wonder what they were watching for.
You know,
So that one just blows the other ones out of
yeah,
the water.
like the rest of them are literally like less than 100. Like there's a couple that like hit 100, maybe a little beyond.
I feel like the
but
high school one had 100 because people were like, "Are
it
you
was
talking about
yeah,
me?"
it was like 130 or something like that. But yeah, I feel like that was also so early on.
And having 130, like when you were titling it Honestly Same, and the actual like foundation is that it's a podcast that you listen to, that's a lot.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. At the beginning, I feel like the things actually switch, which I'm honestly not a big metrics person. I don't pay attention to the metrics of like the shows I do that much because I just like doing them. But from what I can remember with Honestly Same, at the beginning, audio had larger numbers. YouTube wasn't that much. And then in like season 2 going into season 3 and then into season 3
trailer,
then like YouTube I feel like became a little bit more prominent, where like things were still solid on like the listener base, but I could tell like more people started watching the YouTube videos.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that XXX one, fun. Clearly the audience and a bunch of other random creepos on the internet like that one too.
Whole bunch of strangers. You're still strangers to me.
They saw us play We're Not Really Strangers, and they were like, yeah, me too. Yeah, absolutely. Talk about jizz. Is that where I talked about subscribing to jizz?
I think that
I
might
had
have
to have
been
been.
the one.
It could be any episode, truly.
Realistically, yeah, it's
Yeah, I could have said that in any episode. 100%. We could
All
have.
right, Leah.
alrighty. So, I have the nostalgia episode and also the Q&A episodes, just because the nostalgia episode I felt like it was sort of a free-form episode. There wasn't a lot of like organization behind like everything, so we were able to kind of just like spew all of our like memories, and like we'd unlock things for each other. And it was nice because as much as we've talked about our childhoods and things like that, it was like you get a little bit more of like a peek into the things that like stuck with you.
Yeah.
So that was something that I don't know, it just like it resonated well with me, of feeling like, oh, this was an episode where we all just like, it was just like warm and fuzzy. We just got to talk about that kind of stuff. And then the Q&A episodes I thought was amazing because I was blown away by how many questions we actually would get. I didn't expect that many people to like actually be interested in asking us stuff, so it was a pleasant surprise. And I felt like it was nice to just, like we already said, sort of like the episodes where we played games or we did like pulling prompts from a bucket or whatever. All those different things were just a different pace. And so I felt like I really enjoyed those a lot, where it was like lower stakes, I guess.
Kind of putting it into like either like a game's hands or like the people listening's hands as to what we're talking about.
Yeah, because then it feels like we're not coming up like, hey, you guys like bread? Like, you want to talk about what do you guys want to talk about?
Bread next week.
Or like trying to figure out like, okay, do I go deep with this? Do I try to share like a relatable lesson out of this? It was just more like, oh, all right, Joe Rogan, that's fucking crazy, huh? Or like whatever.
Oh my god, that Christmas episode was so fun when we had to like come up with stories.
You guys hated all my cards, and they were so good.
They were horrible. I gotta re-listen. I will in December.
One every Christmas. That's gonna become your family like
all right, everybody
Christmas
gather
tradition.
around.
We're going to watch the Honestly Same Christmas episode. Let's go. That's incredible.
Yeah, your question was, would you kill Frosty if he came to life in front of you and your friend?
That was one of them. I also remember one about the Grinch's penis.
Yeah, you were like, how big
but
is his holiday sausage?
That was what you reworded it because you didn't want to say penis.
No, you said something worse than penis.
Oh.
I guess we'll have to listen. I'll let you guys know in a few months.
It's going to be December 25th. Hey, guys, Merry Christmas. Yeah. Also, it was Grinch Dick is what was said. Just so you guys know, enjoy your day.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I had the Halloween conspiracy episode. I thought that was so fun. That was the first time that we, added something to the set ever. It was at the Grandview studio, but you brought all those candles.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was so fun, and just talking about conspiracy, the stuff that we talk about when we're not podcasting. Yes. Getting to do an episode about that, and then the scary movie episode, because when we did originally our cinema episode where we did our top 5 favorite movies, we were all just kind of veins bursting at not talking about horror movies because it would be the whole episode. So I thought that was really fun and targeted, and we all came completely prepared, so excited to talk about those. Yeah,
that was one that we could easily tap into of all right, yep, cool, I can absolutely make a list of my favorite horror movies, 100%.
Just talk about the things we love, and then Ross makes cool little posters for them.
Oh yeah, I did make.
And then we forget to give him timestamps.
Yeah. I do be like that.
I did make our I made each of us our little top 5 favorite movies.
Yeah.
Images. I forgot about that. Yeah. Those were, so go check that out on at Honestly Same Pod.
Take a trip down memory lane and just look through the Instagram or listen to our episodes. You could do that.
You can watch them on YouTube. You can go back. You can listen to any of these things. They're all out there. But yeah, I absolutely loved the theme episodes. The other one thing we didn't do is we were going to do a Ouija board. We were going to play a Ouija board.
I was thinking about that earlier, actually, we were going to do that on camera, and then we just decided not to.
Zach brought home a Ouija board the other day from a fucking yard sale.
Oh no.
I was like, that is not a thing that you can do.
Now,
he just literally brought it into the house.
I'm kind of glad we didn't, because any person I've brought it up to is I want to do this for fun. Every single person has said, do not do that. So apparently the fear is real.
Yeah, and so
it's made me second guess.
Been a great episode.
It would have.
It made me want to do it more. I just don't want it in my house.
But what if it follows you though? That's the.
It's gonna follow you, so I'm good.
Me?
Yeah.
Why me?
Just the way the cards are drawn.
That's
just the way the game is played.
This is very unfair. This is very, very unfair.
It's because you're the skeptic. Not skeptic, but
You are the skeptic, though.
I kind of am. Even though I like all of it.
Yeah.
I'm not the skeptic that's that's stupid, I don't believe it. I'm that's really cool and interesting, but is it real?
But everybody that has such a strong urge to not do it, have they had their own personal experience, and also they're living their life perfectly fine now, so can we just get over whatever happens?
Yeah, you just get over it?
I did have a ghost for a little while.
Can you just stop being possessed, you nerd?
I mean, you don't sound very possessed right now.
That was a past me. I mean, we can still do it just for fun in real life. And then if any of us, if our lives get ruined because of a ghost, we record a return episode to be guys,
if we don't have time while our lives are mostly good, and then you're oh, you're possessed, we should really document this.
Yes. That's
I say
true.
we
Let's
do it
find
here,
time
though.
later. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we couldn't do it at any of our houses. That wouldn't be safe.
Tell Zach that. He was I got some movies, I got this Ouija board, and it's an old box.
So there's a better chance.
So it's not
a
Hasbro,
it's not
glow
like
in the
a
dark.
Hasbro, yeah.
One that's
themed,
fresh,
Monopoly hybrid,
fresh from Walmart that doesn't have any souls
Toy Story
attached to it.
themed Ouija board.
Yeah, this one is literally probably cigarette stained. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll send you guys a pic when I get home.
Yeah. That's creepy.
You know, I did also see a video the other day of people doing the light as a feather, stiff as a board thing. I want to try that too.
We need more people.
I tried it when I was a teenager, but not everybody was like as invested as they needed to be for it to work.
The one that I saw looked pretty convincing, but anything can be faked, I suppose.
Yeah.
We did make a whole trailer about us being famous and me killing a guy.
Dating Selena Gomez.
Well, that was real.
Wait, Drew's alive?
No.
What do you mean?
We just ruined the whole... Oh, the curtain has been pulled back.
And we better go get that rug.
I guess, yeah. Wait a second. I never unrolled him from that rug after we filmed that day.
I want that rug back.
I think it was this rug. I think he's buried under this floor right now. What other favorite... Are there any other favorite episodes that we feel like we need to...
I feel like every episode that we've done, I ended up watching back and like there were always parts and like little things. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know. The only other thing I would say is like the episodes where like the grief episode where like we got deep and like that was me crying in front of you guys and like being super vulnerable. And like when we had those kinds of conversations, I feel like that was the most connected. You know what I mean?
That's something that like, of course you can go to your friends about like something really sad, but to be like, we're going to sit down and talk about this specifically and like dive into like all of the aspects and like facets of this is not something that happens in a typical like organic conversation. We really got to make sure that we touched on everything, which is what made it so cathartic.
Yeah.
I think that was maybe one of my favorite things, and maybe we can move to like a general like just how the show felt or favorite things from the show in general. Maybe is like whenever someone would message either the page or like me individually or one of us individually and share that like, hey, you guys talking about this in this episode made that make so much sense to me or made me feel not alone or I related to that so hard. Like the amount of that
and
that happened.
I didn't consider that. Like when we started, I never considered people like taking anything of importance or even like true relatability. Like I thought we were in it for like the giggles. You know, but people genuinely would be like, yeah, you talked about that thing and I went through that same thing. And
yes. Yeah. The fact that people relatively often related to the things we were talking about and enjoyed them. And like, of course, yes, people just actually listening or watching the show was like good in general. But I do think, yes, like I was sort of surprised. Like, obviously I wouldn't do a thing if I didn't think there was like a reason for it to be shared and hoping that people would connect with that. But I think the fact that people actually connected to either like, this is just really fun, and I feel like I'm hanging out with you guys when I'm listening to an episode. Like one, I'm like, okay, that checks the box perfectly. And then the secondary part to that of anyone being like, I related with that, or I've been through the same thing, or that made me feel this or whatever. Then it's like, oh, okay, cool. We checked that other box as well. So like that, I think in general was one of my favorite things about doing the show is like it actually did connect with people.
Yeah.
And
whether just from a fun standpoint or relatability or whatever it is.
There was such a testament to it, like going to your birthday and all your friends being like, I know you. I know everything about you. We're friends.
That's how it was going to your birthday.
Going to my birthday, going to your Friendsgiving, and just like people, because I listen to podcasts and I feel like I'm friends with the people that I listen to. And to be that for anybody and like them recognize that about you is a really cool compliment.
Yeah, it was definitely that feeling of people being like, oh, I feel like I'm in the room with you guys. I feel like you're just my friends.
Yeah.
Like,
if I had $1 for every time somebody was like, oh, I want to be on the show, like, let me know if you ever have guests, like if you guys ever start doing that. And I was like surprised that people were just like, oh, like I want to like be in the conversation with you. I do feel like it helped us not only like connect deeply with each other, but like also to have other people feel that same connection with us was really, really cool and like surreal, like you said, in a couple like where you're like, oh, like I feel like I know you.
Yeah,
like
I'm
people would say
like,
that.
I know.
Yeah. And you know, and that's just awesome because I feel like I'm not always like in social situations the best representation of myself. So it's nice to like feel seen, you know what I mean, by people who might not have access to what we're like outside of this.
Yeah. Brittany, do you have any big...
I was way too invested in those conversations to be thinking outside of that. I just feel very honored that we got to do this. I had a lot of fun, and I think that it served its purpose. Like, I don't think that we're cutting anything short. I don't think that, like, I feel like canceling is not even, like, a good word for it. I feel like we are genuinely wrapping up. Completing the final, you know, even though we technically finished season 3, but just it feels good where we're leaving it, and there's always a future where we can pick back up.
This could pop nobody's gonna stop us, you know,
except for the fact that someone just took the name.
Except for
aside from that,
and maybe their podcast gets gigantic, and then people find ours retroactively and they're like, wow, these rip-offs, these idiots, fuck them. But then
let's hope.
And then if we get rage views, though,
hey, any view's a good view.
That's great, unless they start.
But don't be mean.
Don't say hateful comments.
I will cry.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm gonna see that.
We have a 4.5 rating, and I'm like, okay, well.
So, like, where's the other 0.5? Like, who didn't like this, and why didn't you?
Excuse me.
I think one of my other favorite things too is that, like, you guys weren't close friends. At the beginning of all of this. And the fact that both of you were just down me to be like, I want to make a podcast that talks about growing up and life and relationships and all this sort of stuff, and I think you are two people that would fit well with this, and both of you being like, I don't really know her, but she seems really cool, I'd be down. And then the fact that we ended up making a show for a handful of years.
There were no bones to this whole thing. You were like, I think it would be cool if we all sat down and, like, talked about life, was your pitch to us. So everything that was created and curated was like a vision that we would all come to together.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because I remember being like, Ross, I don't want to do a podcast about feelings. I want to talk about ghost stuff. I was like, we need to have like a true crime podcast.
Yes.
It's us. And then, you know, it ended up being.
Because we were talking about the actual paranormal podcast that we were talking about before, honestly saying.
Yeah.
And then that never came to fruition.
Right.
And then we transferred into this.
And you know what? I'm so grateful. I'm like, imagine if I had to show up here with notes and like
research.
knowledge and stuff.
Yeah. No. That's way too much. Props to any actual true crime podcasters out there.
I would have made it through 4 episodes.
This is a mini series, everybody.
Where with this one we just had to put bullet points from our lives and our opinions.
Exactly.
But I think it's always going to be cool to me that you guys were down for this idea and didn't have an established friendship before. You were aware of each other and were like, yep, seems cool.
But you would never be able to tell. Like, I'm sure we like touched on it in the first few episodes, but the compatibility was just very like there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to tell that we were getting to know each other.
Well, and it was nice because I feel like we got to tell stories as if no one had ever heard them before. And I'm like,
genuinely someone at the table had never heard them before.
And so it was nice to get sort of the reaction of somebody hearing that for the first time, because our listeners were also going through that same thing. And then I'm like, oh, I've told Ross this before, but like, you're just going to pretend, you know.
You're going to do your
what? No way. Tell me more now.
There's not many people that can say that they met the way that we met and that like built a like friendship.
Yeah.
Based on like just having deep conversations like right off the bat. Like
when you starting a friendship from the back of the list.
Phones are down. We're not doing anything else other than like, so when I was 5, this is when this thing happened and blah, blah, blah. And also sweet potatoes are not purple. So.
What kind of trauma do you have?
With you and it's toboggans.
What else do we touch on? What else do we talk about?
The difference in our lives from where we started. You know, where we are now, where we think we'll be in 5 years.
Like where we were in February 2023, we launched on Valentine's Day.
We did. And now it is summer of 2025.
Yeah. When will this come out?
Probably pretty soon, to be honest. There's not really a need to like, hold on to it.
Well, at this point, it needs to get out stat because somebody is taking our gig.
Yeah. We need to say, hey, you know what? Yes, we are wrapping this up. You guys can take it. Fine,
here's
whatever.
The torch.
That, I do have a problem with that. Because anytime I'm coming up with a new brand or a concept, I Google, Spotify, YouTube. I find out if there's anything similar to it. Like, oh, the name's already taken. All right, I'm going to try a different name then.
And we've only been on hiatus since Christmas, right?
I think our last stuff released at the beginning of this year. I think. Let me look.
Good question.
You guys talk while I look.
Well, I remember when we were coming up with the names, there was an Honestly Same podcast that I think had like a total of 3 episodes from like several years ago.
Yeah, it was like 2017 or something.
Yeah, and we were like, okay, this seems safe, but...
And even so, we still like contemplated then.
There were a couple... That would be a fun thing to share.
The other names? Do you have them in your notes?
I don't know. So the last thing we released was at the end of January.
Okay.
So fresh into the new year. So it's not been that long. Let me see. I feel like it's not in here for sure.
I remember. My notes.
I feel like I remember one of them was "Why Are We Like This?"
Yes.
I think another one was "Are We Okay?"
"Are We Okay?" was the one that I really liked.
That was another one. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think I have any of the other old ones, but there were a couple different names that we were tossing around before we landed on Honestly Same.
I have another favorite episode I just remembered.
What is it?
The Crushes episode.
Oh yeah,
that one was so fun.
Another freeform, yelling names.
Yeah.
When somebody would be talking about like, oh, I realized that I like girls when I was at the movies, and I was just Selma Hayek.
Literally.
That was just us naming people that we have crushes on randomly, because there's not really. You can't go too deep into why or how.
Crushes, you don't know crushes.
No.
Like, that's kind of why you have a crush, because you don't
Emma
know
Watson,
the nitty-gritty.
Florence Pugh.
Yep.
There we go.
That's exactly. And that was the episode, folks.
See you guys later. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So yeah, what life has changed since the first, I feel like a lot of life happened between season 1 and the final season.
Yeah.
For sure.
And now where we are now.
I don't remember any of it, but
yeah, most of it.
I'm like, suddenly I'm blanking.
Many blurs. It's like a lot of the same stuff, but also everything happened in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've lost some pets. I've gained some pets. I feel like that's been like the biggest changes in my like day-to-day life. I am currently medicated, in therapy, exercising regularly. I'm trying to be less considerate in situations where I'm not being considered, which we've talked about before, of trying to put myself first in situations where nobody else is going to. But I mean, those are all really big steps, and those have just been happening in the last 6-7 months or whatever. Beginning of this year, I got medicated and started therapy on a regular basis, and
those are things you said that you needed, like, in the first season.
Yes, 100%. And I feel like, I don't know, I've been like trying to do like yoga, like finding like ways to feel less anxious while doing nothing. I told Nick, I was like, I used to be bad at doing nothing, and now I think I've learned how to do nothing well. Like, it's hard to enjoy time off and, not feel guilty about that stuff. So that's like something that I feel like has been a big improvement, at least recently. Yeah.
Well, when we started this podcast, I had social media.
Oh, that too.
That's true.
And I am praying that one day soon I can download my information from Instagram and get all my stories and get everything like put onto a hard drive, praying that they didn't just delete my account from being deactivated so long. But it's been over a year and a half.
That's crazy.
So that is a big difference. Being a little bit more disconnected than I would like to be, but I don't know where the middle ground is, so I'm going to stay where I'm at for now. I got a dog named Dracula, and there's another baby on the way.
Yay!
Biggest reveal.
Yeah.
Biggest reveal at
She's
the
coming
end
in December.
of this episode.
A Christmas baby.
A Christmas baby.
You can immediately show her Honestly Saying Christmas special.
When everyone comes to meet her for the first time, it'll be on in the background. And they're like, what did Ross just say?
Like, why did he say Christmas jizz?
Why did he say subscribe to jizz?
Why does his bow tie keep falling off?
Why is he so upset about it and wants to know if we would kill Frosty? It's like, this is just tradition. We play it every year.
Yeah. Every year.
Yeah, every single year. I'm trying to think of, like, obviously there have been relationships that have happened for me in and out of this podcast and all these seasons.
Where are you with, like, your creative endeavors? Like, how are the other podcasts?
It's so weird because I'm like, I mean, they've all grown. They're all doing a lot. I guess a thing that's changed is, like, doing Whose Life, the improv podcast, did directly lead me to doing live improv comedy now.
Yeah,
because I don't think I was.
And Leah's been to a show. Mm-hmm.
Yes, because I don't think I was doing that before.
No.
Like, I was just doing the podcast, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing.
You were going to improv comedy shows, but you weren't.
I wasn't
like
performing in anything. Yeah. So I guess that is one thing that, like, obviously, with What You Don't Hear and Whose Life, like, both of them have grown. I've gotten, like, a lot of really fun guests and all that sort of stuff, and obviously those are growing, and other ideas are growing in ways that it's like, okay, there's more stacking on the plate, so we got to move some things around. But yeah, I mean, that's aside from relationship stuff, that's probably a whole other season of this show in itself. Mm-hmm. I mean, I started doing improv comedy live, and I can kind of directly relate that to having done the improv podcast. Okay. I feel like a lot more filmmaking endeavors have been happening over the last couple years of us doing this show. Not that I wasn't doing them before, but I feel like that stuff has really kicked into gear a lot more in, like, a business sense, where now things are being developed to, like, be pitched and to try and get funding, and, like, larger steps are being taken with all of that. And I could still sit and complain about all the annoying freelance clients. So that thing has stayed the same.
That is going to be consistent.
Yes, that'll be consistent until millions of dollars are found and put to use.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't have, like, a good set, like, this is so much different than other than just, like, the fun that came out of just sitting and having these, like, round table discussions.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously with an improv podcast, it's all fake and jokes and all this sort of stuff. With What You Don't Hear, it's, like, specific kind of deep dives into, like, one person's life, and we're looking for a lot of, like, specific type of life lessons and stuff like that. Where this was just like I feel like for this, I got to just express a different side of me, which was, like, the hope going into the show. It wasn't just, these are the exact conversations that I would have on What You Don't Hear or anything else that I'm on. It's like being able to have that dynamic. I feel like not only did I get to share different sides of me, but I got to shape different sides of me having these types of, like, ongoing conversations.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if anything drastically has necessarily changed, but I do feel like just the conversations that we were having and being able to kind of dip into those different sides and give attention to, like, the childhood part of you, or the grieving part of you, or the this part of you, or just, here's a space to just talk about your favorite movies just cause, and, like, us just, like, actively having an easy excuse to hang out more often and all that sort of stuff. A lot of life has happened between February 2023 and summer of 2025, for sure.
Yeah.
At the speed of light, too, which is why we're all like, what did happen? Because it did, like, thinking back, the last 2.5 years have gone by so fast.
And I mean, the studio changes that happened.
Right, 4 studios,
between all of that
Leah's
time.
done, like, she just ripped her head out.
Get me out of here. I'm done.
Stop talking about the studios, Ross.
Quit. Get the flowers out of my house. I mean, even studio changes. Yeah, this show went through 4 different studio iterations in the 2.5 or whatever years it's been around. So yeah, maybe the show changed physically more than most things. But I think, in general, just life just got a lot busier for all of us in a lot of different ways. Some in creative ways, some in just like personal ways, some in human baby ways. But yeah, I don't know. How do we wrap this one up?
With love.
With love. We pour our sand on the fire in the middle of the table.
That you guys cannot see.
That you cannot see. Not see
pour it on the fly,
but it's there.
Drinking my Baja.
Does that sound like fire?
No.
Oh no.
You sound like somebody's creepy uncle tickling them. Going
Oh, that's the worst. I will just reiterate that I am honored that we got to do this together, and I had so much fun, and I feel like we've reminisced on all the right stuff. I will eventually there are times where I'll just like put it on in the car, but like actually go back purposefully and listen to things when I need them. And that's the beauty of this podcast, whether you've listened to all the episodes or you skipped some or whatever. I love having my favorite podcast that I go back and listen to, like something I skipped because I'm done with it, or just kind of need that specific thing in your ear. So I really am happy with what we've created here.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Somebody say honestly same first.
Honestly?
Oh, shit.
Same.
We were never good at this.
No, actually, someone else deserves the name because we could not utilize
What
it.
if they steal that intro? What if they do that too, where they find ways to say honestly same with each other?
What if they've listened to every single episode?
And they were like, we can do this.
And they're like,
They're
we'll do this better. They haven't been around for 6 months.
6 months, they're all dead.
Oh my God, that's how we should have ended this.
Dying?
Someone... No. Someone should have...
died?
Came in and killed us? Where are you going?
Someone should have said some big relatable thing that encompasses everything we did, like you just did, and then our last words on the show should have been honestly same.
You know what? I have a good way to end the show. But last thoughts. Any wrap up?
The episodes will be up. You'll have an archive of episodes.
Yeah, don't forget about us.
We'll always be here if
We
you
won't
need us.
forget about you.
Forget about me.
One more song for the road.
There was Leah, she was doing the worm. Smacked a kneecap off the ground. Where did it go? Over to the side. Now she's going for a wheelchair ride on the...
Ocean is big. Ocean is scary.
On the ocean.
On the ocean.
On the ocean.
On the ocean.
Ocean is big and
My
ocean
ship's
is
out
scary.
already.
Ocean scary.
Ocean scary.
Our final performance just went up in flames.
Listen, I don't listen
I
to that
messed
song
it
every
up.
day when I get in the car, Ross.
I do.
It's very clear you're so good at it.
It's worth
will never
mentioning
forget.
that Ross actually wanted to make like a recording
yeah.
of it and
Studio
then like
recording.
do like a music video at one point.
Yes.
There were-
I
there were
wanted-
talks.
Yes, there were talks of just for fun to be as over the top and stupid as possible to record the Leah Worm song and do a music, because I thought it'd be so much fun for us to parody a bunch of other music videos for this stupid nonsensical song, and us just get to have a bunch of fun acting like a bunch of different music videos.
Yeah.
Who knows? There's always time.
Yeah.
There's always time.
There's always time.
I got to sing. So Leah, what were your final thoughts?
Final thoughts are just that I'm grateful for this experience. I feel like it's been nice to have an outlet for our voices to be heard and, you know, to have a space where, you know, we're able to talk to each other in ways where we're not being judgmental and we're being open and, you know, also at the same time being devil's advocate and doing like the outward looking inward sort of moments where we got to be like, well, hey, did you think about it this way? And challenging each other in ways that were productive. And yeah, I feel like that's what I will miss.
Yeah.
Honestly, same. Da 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 da.
Should I hit the
Da da da.
All right, I'm going to hit the button.
button now.